everybody. Good morning or good afternoon. I guess it depends where you are. I'm in Costa Rica and it is 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm up at 5, so it's still like afternoon for me. And some of you are in different time zones. So I love that this is a complete global community and we're all over the place in different time zones, and that's awesome. Today, you guys, we were talking about breakfast. Yes or no? It's such a simple concept, breakfast, but there's a lot of media going around and a lot of thoughts going around on intermittent fasting, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to come at it from the place of being a runner, of being a woman, of being a goal-driven, active woman who wants to build a fit, lean, strong, healthy, fat-burning body that looks and feels amazing. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. If you guys are there, say hello before, say hello below. I'm kind of multitasking a bit. I just want to make sure I'm in the right group and I'm on track here. So if you guys are there, say hello and let me know if you eat breakfast, if you don't eat breakfast, if this feels confusing to you. And we're going to have, I was putting together the presentation, the workshop for this, and it's so, it's breakfast, and I have so much to say about it, and I'm really excited to have this conversation. And it's a really heated conversation right now. It's a really heated topic. Hey, it's a really heated topic, and I see people in other groups going back and forth and bantering and getting really emotional and upset about whether you eat breakfast or not. I eat breakfast every day, and we're going to talk about that. But I've had people even leave my community because they didn't like the fact that I ate breakfast. And I just think that we need to have we're going to have a real discussion about this today. It seems so funny to be having a real discussion about breakfast, but we're going to, okay? Because I have a lot to say on the topic. I never used to eat breakfast. I actually went through university eating dry toast. It blows my mind back then that I actually made it through university and that I even got the grades that I did, because I was so busy and so active and my days were so long, going to school full time. I would run every day. I would study at nights and I would work in a restaurant till late, but I was in my 20s, okay? And I used to wake up, I would have some dry toast because those were the no fat days. So then I go to school and then I wouldn't eat very much. I drink a lot of Diet Pepsi to stay awake all day. I didn't have any money at night when I worked at the restaurant, so I didn't really eat a lot. I wasn't eating a lot. My body was covered in eczema. Fast forward many, many years, and after kids, I struggled, wasn't really with weight loss so much, it's just feeling good in my body. I felt sugar craving, exhausted, lethargic, heavy, uncomfortable in my body after babies, and I had no energy. And I remember searching around for a diet, right? I cut carbs, I carb cycled, I tried intermittent fasting, and it all just made me feel more anxious. It fed into this more disordered way of thinking about food and about eating. It was all about cutting and restricting and limiting. Never once did any of these diets ever tell me, you gotta nourish your body. You're running a lot. You need to fuel your body. It all came from a place of restriction and cutting and counting and eating less to weigh less. And when I started eating breakfast, it was it blew my mind how it changed how I felt all day. It changed the decisions that I started to make towards what I ate during the day. It changed my energy. It changed everything about me. And then I was able to go on and make a bunch of other changes in my life because I was coming at it from a place of more energy. I started to nourish my body. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The topic of breakfast is such a singular topic when we're looking at a whole person who's you as a goal-driven runner, female runner who is busy, who is pushing workouts, who is building miles, who is doing the strength work to build the muscle. We can't just look at breakfast. Should I eat it or should I not? And when we do look at it, we got to think about it from a perspective of hormones, of muscle glycogen restorage after a night of fasting, because we don't eat at night. That's normal, right? We're not eating at night. We wake up in a fasted state. Our muscles are hungry in the morning. They need to be restocked with glycogen. Okay, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to dig deeper into this topic, okay? I just got some notes here. And often when we're skipping breakfast as busy women as well, then we're running a lot, and then we don't have time to eat after, and then we get busy at work, and then we're not eating lunch, and we're skipping all these other things, and then what happens is we end up not eating enough all day, we're undernourished, and then we're binge eating at night. And we're not talking about all that other stuff. All we tend to talk about is the breakfast. Do you eat the breakfast or not eat the breakfast? But it's about so much more than that. And I know you ladies, like I know you're pushing hard. I know you're training hard. I know you want to get fit and lean and strong and healthy and fat burning. And I don't want you guys restricting all the time. We need to come at this from a different perspective. Okay, when most people are looking at intermittent fasting, they're thinking about weight loss. Absolutely, and that is fine. I'm all up for having this discussion. But for most of us in here as female runners, goal-driven female runners who are pushing our bodies, I'm going to say this over and over because you guys are runners. You are here. I know that you want to be fit and healthy and strong, and that's very different than a woman who is not exercising, who is not building miles, who is not consistently training to build lean muscle. Those are two very different people. And when we're online and we're getting information from all these other sources who are not female runners, it's not good enough for us, okay? Even men respond to restriction differently than we do because we have hormones, okay? Our hormones respond differently to restrictions and cutting calories and to stress than men's hormones do. You know, the dude who goes on the keto diet or starts intermittent fasting and running really long distances will drop weight really quickly, whereas as women, like, it doesn't work that way. Maybe we gain weight when we do that, okay? I have a lot of things that I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to ramble, you guys. I'm going to go through the comments later because I can see some of the comments seem to come up on my phone, but not all of them. So I'm just going to ramble along on this as I do, okay? So the first thing we need to understand as well before we dig into this is weight loss versus fat loss. When you Google weight loss, you're going to come up to fasting and restriction and cutting and calories in versus calories out. It's simply an equation. But when we're talking about fat loss, and specifically when we're talking about fat loss for active women, those are different. To lose weight, you know, some people will say just cut everything. And yeah, you'll lose some weight to begin with. But what will come when you lose that weight by restriction is you will also lose muscle. Okay, we want muscle. We're runners. We want to get fit and lean and strong. To get fit and lean and strong, we need muscle. That's why we train so hard in the strength training workouts, to build the muscle. If we're then restricting, especially in the morning when our cortisol level is high, and then we're pushing workouts in the morning, which is what most of us do, if we're going into that restricted and calorie low, we're burning muscle. And so we're not going to get the results and the effect that we want from the hard training we're doing. And if any of you are out there, you're like, I'm training so hard, but it's not working. I'm not getting the body change results I want. This could be one of the reasons you're undernourished, okay? And you're doing the fat loss methods. Just, you know, we want muscle. Okay, it's not just about weight on the scale. That basically is just a measure of your relationship to gravity. But when you're training to build muscle, and you want to shift the body, we want to start thinking about shifting body composition. We want to start thinking about fat loss, and that's very different because we want fat loss, but we want to maintain our muscle. And to do that, we can't restrict calories because that's going to, like I just said, it's going to we're going to lose muscle, we're going to lose strength, we're going to lose tone, right? You got that skinny fat thing going on, and you're going to downgrade your metabolism. when you're training hard and you're running hard, but you're under eating and you're losing muscle. We're gonna downgrade metabolism. Your hormones are gonna become a mess. Your body is gonna be inflamed. And when we're doing this, we're skipping breakfast, we're training hard, we're not having a proper macro balanced breakfast, then we're skipping lunch because we're too busy, and then we're binge eating at night, all of the things. We're inflamed and our hormones are a mess. And so no, we're not gonna hit the goals we want. We wanna talk fat loss. That means switching our mindset from restriction and cutting food. That's the old way of thinking about all this, okay? That's what our moms used to do. We need to flip the switch in our brain before anything to nourishing and fueling our bodies. So when you are training to build muscle and you're fueling that muscle, you're gonna start waking up hungry. You're gonna wanna eat and fuel and restock those glycogen stores before you work out in the morning so you can optimize your training. You can push hard through your workout. You can fuel so that you can feel your best in your workout. And then you're gonna wanna fuel after your workout because you're gonna wanna restock again and optimize your training. If you guys are running and you wanna build a fit, lean, strong, healthy, pro-fat burning body, we've gotta make that mental switch in our brain. We have been told as women for so long to cut calories, to restrict. And I think when it comes to breakfast and we're talking about intermittent fasting and not eating, it's from that same mindset. We're doing it because we want to lose weight. We're doing it because we should cut calories and we want to restrict. But no, we don't. We want to nourish and fuel. And that requires a very different strategy. It begins in our mind. We've got to leave that old way behind. People will tell me, but I don't feel good in the morning when I eat. And I often say that's because nutrition is not good, right? Chronically, nutrition is not good. And what I see with most women who train with me is they come to me after decades of undernourishing. Your bodies are malnourished. And that breaks my heart. Food is not a bad thing. Food is a very good thing. I love food. I go to bed dreaming about eating breakfast. I go to bed dreaming about what I'm gonna eat the next day. My mom comes over and she doesn't exercise. She walks and that's awesome, but she doesn't eat breakfast and she's restricted calories as long as I've known, and she has no muscle on her body. And she comes to visit and she watches me eat, and I watch her watch me, and she says, if I ate as much as you, Carrie, I would be as big as an elephant. And I said, no, you wouldn't if you also trained the way I trained, right? I want to build lean muscle. It's very important to me to have lean muscle. If I wake up, don't eat, and then head into a workout and then forget to eat after, I am basically burning through all my muscle, okay? I want muscle. Lean, sexy, toned muscle. Muscle is metabolically very active. Muscle, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is all day. There's no way I would want to go start my morning not eating, because that's going to down-regulate my metabolism. What happens when I don't eat and then I work out hard and then I maybe have breakfast is that I make bad food choices all day long. I'm starving, I'm craving, I end up binge eating at night without any willpower. But when I start my macro balancing eating right from the morning, from the get-go, when I eat the proper food and the proper macro balance at the proper times for the proper reasons, my body churns that food up. It eats it. It feels satisfied. Then it gets hungry. And then I eat it, and then I fuel again. And it sets me up for a day where my metabolism, my digestion, my energy is on fire. And breakfast is not bad, you guys, for anybody. It's the wrong balanced breakfast that's a problem, right? Dry toast is not breakfast. A muffin and a coffee is not breakfast. A Pop-Tart is not breakfast, right? We got to start the day with a macro balanced breakfast. And that's why I gave you guys the guide. Your thyroid disease wreaks havoc on your body and needs reset. So yes, Kyra, we need to dig deeper into why that thyroid is such a big problem and what happens for so long, for so many people. I don't know you, but for so many women that I see, they've been under eating and over stressing for so long, which just wreaks havoc on your cortisol, your hormones, your adrenals, and then your thyroid. And then we're just a metabolic, hormonal, inflamed mess. And what we tend to do is go to intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting can be good when you do it right, when it comes from a place of, not even from a place, but when it is structured and when it is monitored by a health professional. But what most people do is Google intermittent fasting and use it as another strategy to restrict and undereat and cut calories, to give themselves that box that we need to control our hunger and to control our food intake. Because often what we're struggling with is not the breakfast, it's the afternoon binges, it's the nighttime binges, it's the emotional and stress eating, and nobody is talking about that stuff. They're just like breakfast or no breakfast. I am like, hell yes, breakfast, okay? Under eating and restricting and believing everybody who is saying it, and this is such a common thing in the fitness industry, and it's just so not okay for you guys as female runners pushing your body to build lean muscle and fitness and change your body composition. It's simply calories in versus calories out. It's not. Your body is way more complicated than that. Your body is not a bank account like that. It's not in and out. Your body is a chemistry lab. It matters what you put in that body, in what combination you put it in that body. It matters why and when and how you time it around your workouts. Your goals matter. Muscle matters, okay? If we're simply restricting and we're just counting calories in and out, we might not be eating any protein, right? That's usually what happens. We're not getting enough protein. We're not getting enough fat in our diets. We're grazing all day long and our blood sugars are a mess. Our insulin is always off the charts, and so we're a fat storing machine. Whereas if we learn to eat properly and time that food around our workouts to support muscle growth and fat burning, we get into hormonal balance, hormonal harmony, and we start to become a fat burning machine. We restore our metabolism. That's what matters. So it's not as simple as breakfast, yes or no. It's looking at your goals. It's understanding, making that switch from restriction and counting calories and dieting to nourishing and fueling, okay? Because you guys are athletes. If you run, if you exercise, if you train, you're an athlete. And what people tend to do is not recognize themselves as an athlete and also not recognize the stress that running and training puts on the body, and they don't understand the power of muscle and why we want muscle. And we don't understand that by undernourishing, we are not even feeding ourselves enough to stoke our body's everyday processes. And so we tank our metabolism and things don't work right. Our reproductive systems shut down. We get bad periods. We get joint pain. We get headaches, right? We have all kinds of mysterious symptoms. Our hair falls out. We're cold all the time. Our nails are brittle. We have no energy. We have cravings. These are all signs that we're undernourished. Our hormones are a mess. We're probably inflamed because under-eating causes inflammation in the body, okay? So breakfast. Seeing this is all like stuff I just wanted to jam on. So breakfast. I like eating breakfast. I like to push my workouts hard. I want to build lean muscle. I run long on the weekend. I understand my body and I'm tuned into it. And I know that it's hungry in the morning. And I know that if I don't eat in the morning the right food in the right balance, then I'm going to burn through my muscle as fuel. Okay, and I don't want that. Muscle is gold. It is essential for us, you guys. So there is a proper way to do breakfast. I'm a huge proponent of breakfast. The number one thing that we need to do is start to listen to our bodies in the morning, okay? You can hear Zeus. He's the dog that lives on our property here. He should stop right away. So the number one thing is to not be afraid of breakfast, okay? Breakfast is the first opportunity for you to nourish and refuel your body, to restock the glycogen stores in your muscle, okay? To balance your hormones first thing in the morning, stoke your metabolism first thing in the morning. And you want to eat a macro balanced breakfast within 1 to 3 hours. Don't eat if you're not hungry, but within 1 to 3 hours when you are training. And for some people, they never get hungry, and that's often because you've already downgraded your metabolism so much. I used to be there. I never used to get hungry. If I waited to get hungry, I would never eat. And that was a problem. So we got to work at fueling you up at regular intervals with intention to get that metabolism reset so that you do get hungry. Strength training is also going to push you to build up muscle, so it's going to make you more hungry. Running long distances ramps up cortisol in your body, and that will make you more hungry. So breakfast, I say, eat within 1 to 3 hours of waking up, tuning into your body and listening to it. When I run long on Sunday, I wake up starving on Monday because my cortisol is high, and I've run for an hour and a half, and my body needs to be refueled. Your body is so smart if you listen to it. Most of us never slow down and listen to it. Most of us have been on diets for so long that we've messed up all of our hunger hormones, and we don't even know how to listen to our body anymore. And our body is just not putting out the right signals to us to listen to, because by under-eating and malnourishing our bodies, we've wreaked havoc on our hormones. Like I said, our insulin, our cortisol, and our hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. These are things that the diets and most of the fitness trainers out there aren't talking about because they don't know. They're just like super easy to just say it's calories in, calories out, and it's not that, guys, okay? We got to take our hormones as women into account, especially women who are pushing our bodies. So eat within 1 to 3 hours, a macro balanced breakfast. It's so important. If you're just eating something that's high in carbohydrates for breakfast, high in sugar essentially, you're just going to set your blood sugars off on a roller coaster ride right from the beginning. You're going to crash it within an hour. You're going to then raid the muffin drawer at work, and you're going to be your blood sugars are going to be unstable all day. So you want to start with a solid macro balanced breakfast. I gave you guys a sample recipe guide with some of my favorite recipes. And I say within 1 to 3 hours because, like I said, when I run long on Sunday, I wake up on Monday starving. When I rest on some days, I might not be hungry for a few hours of waking up. And often that's how I am. I get up at 5, I get up really early, and I usually don't get hungry until about 7. I'm not going to force that, but at 7, I get hungry, and I don't ignore it. I don't skip it. I don't drink coffee. I fuel it, and I nourish it, and I restock my glycogen, and I start to ramp up my metabolism that way, okay? And that's it, like breakfast. That's why I do it. I don't know. Is there anything else really to say? The bigger issue isn't breakfast. We need to look at why we're struggling with breakfast. Why are we struggling with, should I eat breakfast? Should I intermittent fast? Look at why. Like, what's the goal? I want to lose weight. Okay, well, do you want to lose weight or do you want to lose fat? And power up your metabolism, get super fit. Because if you want to power up your metabolism, get super fit, that's what I teach you in my Muscles and Macros program, right? That's what I'm here to teach you guys. You want to build lean muscle. You want to balance your macros every day, okay? We want to think about eating and nourishing to build and maintain muscle and restore metabolism and balance hormones. Because when we're under eating and randomly cutting and confused about nutrition and thinking in restriction and dieting, like that's the old way. We can't do that. If you've been stuck and struggling and gaining belly fat, you're probably stuck in the old way of thinking, and I need to bring you over to my side. We got to do this the new way, okay? We got to train to build lean muscle. We got to learn to love food, understand that it is there to nourish, that it is our fuel, and we got to learn to balance our macros, to really dial in that combination of strength training and macro balancing, time it all with our workouts so that we get the results we want, which is actually fat loss, so we can maintain our muscle, restore metabolism. All right? We get stuck on the rules of intermittent fasting. And I think that often the bigger problem than breakfast is nighttime. Most people are struggling at night, and that's where we maybe need to, well, that's absolutely where we need to put our focus on. We need to put our focus on what we're eating all day and then what we're eating at night. Because when we're just emotionally eating and binging on all the stuff, that's where the problem is. It's actually not breakfast. Like, breakfast is such a simple thing. And there's so many reasons to start the day with a good breakfast when your body is hungry. Listen to it, tune into it, nourish it, fuel it, you guys. And as you build, when you train with me inside Muscles and Macros, and you start to really dial in those macros and understand food and your body, and you start to get your hormones in balance, and you start to reduce your inflammation, and you start to restore your metabolism, you're going to get hungry. I want you guys getting hungry in the morning, getting hungry in the day, and then choosing with intention and strategy to nourish and refuel your body. Body needs food. There is a group on Facebook called Intermittent Fasting for Runners, and it is scary. These women or these people are running and running and running miles and miles and miles and not eating for 36 hours, not eating for 12 hours after they run. They've got headaches and they're passing out and they're all just cheering each other on for not eating. That's a disordered way of looking at food, and we must end it. Okay? My mission in life is to end it. It is to nourish you guys. It is to help you nourish your bodies, because there's no reason for us to be undernourished. No reason for us to be undernourished. Dieting, restricting, that's the old way, you guys. Come with me into the new way, okay? Learning to love your body, listen to your body, tune into your body, nourish and fuel your body right, okay? And building muscle, okay? Does anyone have any questions? I think I can see your comments. Pre-fueling, so Juliet's in my program. Pre-fueling within an hour of starting my workout has been amazing. Right, so why do you want to pre-fuel, right? Dr. Stacy Sims, she's got a PhD. I only study from the best, you guys. I'm not just this, I've got a couple degrees in exercise science. I'm not just plucking things off the internet and following every other Joe Schmo out there who claims to be a trainer. And I don't say that with, I don't mean to like put anybody down, but this is getting out of control. It is out of control. We need help out there. And I've struggled. I struggled, and I see you struggling, and I want to end that suffering for you with food. I want to help you the way I reestablish my relationship with food and exercise in my body. I want to help you do that, and I do that with women inside Muscles and Macros. It's my 4-week program where I teach you how to train and how to eat to build a fit, lean, strong, healthy, hormonally balanced, metabolically active, fat-burning body, without counting and dieting and restricting. I do not even give you a list of foods to not eat. I focus on teaching you how to eat in balance, when to eat, why to eat. And I support you to do that every day, because women are scared of food. We can't be scared of food, okay? So why do we need to eat? Juliet says pre-fueling within an hour of starting your workout's been amazing, right? You want your pre-workout snack to accomplish 3 goals. You want to go into your workout fully energized. So number 1, you want to go into your workout fully energized. If you're going in and you've got no fuel in the tank, you're not going to be able to push your workout. You're going to burn through muscle when you're out there trying to build it, okay? 2, help minimize the muscle breakdown that occurs during your workout while maximizing the training adaptations, getting fitter and stronger. That's what we want. We need food in the tank so we can push our workouts hard so we can get fitter and stronger. If we're going in and just getting it done undernourished, yeah, we're getting the workout done, but we're not optimizing our results. Like, what's the point of that? I want to optimize results. So if you're out there and you're like, I'm training, but I'm not getting results. I'm not losing belly fat. I'm not losing weight. I'm not getting faster. In fact, I'm getting slower and I'm getting bigger. This is why, okay? And then number 3 is you want to feel good mentally and physically. You never want wild energy swings, cramping or GI distress when you're out there trying to perform your best. So inside Muscles and Macros, you get to work with myself and Alexandra, who is our holistic nutrition coach, and she's got a list of pre-workout snacks. So we really help you guys dial that in and tailor your pre-workout fuel source to your workout and to your needs. Something that helps. I wake up at 5. I have a pre-workout step, hit a 30-minute workout hard, and then I come home straight and eat a full-on macro balanced breakfast within 30 minutes. On the weekend, when I run long, I get up at 5. I have my pre-workout right when I work out, right when I wake up. I run my hour and a half. I don't usually run much longer than that. I'm not into long distances at this point in my life, but I'll run my long distance, which is an hour to an hour and a half, and I will come home and I will have a full balanced breakfast within half an hour of eating to optimize my training results, and then I will keep up my macro balanced eating all day long, tuning into my body and my hunger with the intention of nourishing and fueling and restocking my body so that it builds muscle, so that it balances hormones, so that I keep my inflammation low and facilitate recovery, so that I ramp up my metabolism. Okay, I want my metabolism high. You also have metabolic flexibility when you do this, because then you can have a piece of pizza and it's no big deal. You can have a glass of wine and it's no big deal, right? Yeah. Food is delicious and tasty and good for you and nourishing, and it's your fuel, okay? What do you guys got here for me? My thyroid, hey. Okay, you guys, that's awesome. I love talking about this. If you don't have the macro balanced breakfast guide, let me know below. If you are ready to ditch dieting and ditch restrictive thinking, and if you want to start to train and eat to build a fit, lean, strong, healthy, hormonally balanced, metabolically active, pro-fat burning body that is going to look and feel amazing, if you want to re-establish your relationship with food, your relationship with exercise, your relationship with your body, if you want to train pro, join Muscles and Macros, you guys. It sounds like a little bit like it's intense, and the strategies actually aren't intense. They're very simple, but I think it's the community, it's the expert coaching, it's the understanding of the why behind the food, and then I give you the step-by-step process to implement, because now you know to eat breakfast, and you know you need to time food around your workouts, you know you need muscle, you know you need food to restore your metabolism, but how do you put that all together? And a lot of people, like, I don't want you to struggle. There's just no reason to struggle, and we can help you inside Muscles and Macros. It's a 4-week program. You're going to spend the first week, it's actually 5 weeks. The first week is prep. You go through the video course, you take notes, you ask questions, you download your training program, you download the recipe guide, you get the pre-workout fueling guide as well, and you ask us questions, and we get organized, and we help you get really clear about what it is that you need to do to get the results that you want, okay? And then we help you implement together over 4 weeks, and that is where the magic happens. It's the daily check-ins, it's the daily tips, it's the daily reminders, it's the coaching when you fall off track and you have bad days, and we get to talk about it, and we get to help you learn from it without judgment, but up level because of it. The program is so powerful. There's like almost 9,000 of you in this group, and I see this over and over, the same questions. You come in wanting to get healthy and struggling with weight and struggling with injuries and struggling with energy, and I have the program that will help you. Okay, I want every single one of you in that program. The next round starts September 14th. It's filling up already, and I want this thing, I want you all in it, like desperately, because if you're struggling with nutrition for any reason, you don't have to be. Like, you don't have to be. We're here to help you. Juliet is here. She loves it. She's getting, what did you set? Your fastest 5K in ages? She under 25 minutes you hit today. And as a result of dialing in your nutrition and your training, you will get faster and you will get stronger and you will have more energy. And some people, they just have so many incredible results. Like their hair starts to get less fuzzy. Their skin clears up. Their husbands, who was on here earlier, she's like, my husband says my body's feeling so good, which is, it feels good. And I want you guys getting results from your training. So many of you are training so hard. I want you to be just a little bit more strategic with your training, and I really want to help you do that. I want to help you guys end that suffering. I suffered for years undernourishing, disordered eating, disordered thinking, running way too much, eating way too little. My hormones were a mess. I was a mess. And when I started to eat properly and dial in my strength, I flipped. I flipped my metabolic switch. I triggered my fat-burning hormones, and my brain just felt so much better, and I was just at so much more peace with myself. And I will never go back to restrictive eating and thinking. And it has become my mission to help other female runners do the same, because I know that I am not the only one who was running loads and under eating. Okay, you need to at minimum be fueling enough to be like functioning properly. Okay, for your hair to grow properly, for your thermodynamic system to be proper, so you're not cold. I used to be cold all the time. That eczema, oh my God, I used to have eczema all over my whole body. It was from under eating. When I look back, I'm like, they gave me all kinds of creams, all kinds of things. I was super stressed with school, super stressed with working. Getting through physio school is no joke, and I worked full time at night on top of it. And then I was hardly eating. I was eating toast. And when I would go to see my boyfriend, I would fly across the country to see my boyfriend about every 6 weeks, who's now my husband. And he would feed me breakfast. We would have eggs every morning and sauteed vegetables. And we would go out for lunch, we would go out for dinner. I would go home, my eczema would be gone. And it never occurred to me until I started doing all this research that was because I fueled my body that weekend. And I was a lot more flexible back then, where I could fix my body faster because I was 20. When we're in our 40s and our 50s and our 60s, it takes a lot longer because we've had decades of under eating, right? I was 20. I was really flexible. I had a lot, my homeostasis, or whatever word I'm looking for, I had a lot of flexibility in there. So I was like under eating, then I'd feel and I'd go right back up. But I'm not 20 anymore. You guys aren't 20 anymore. It's going to take a while, but we got to work on it, because heading down the same path, bumping our heads against the wall and messing up our hormones even more, it comes out as we get older in our 40s and 50s and 60s, and diabetes and heart disease and strokes and all kinds of things. If we don't get this sorted out, that's the path that we go down, okay? I don't want that for you. There's no reason for that. I have this killer program that I will help you in, okay? If you guys, that's me, Francina. What's you, Francina? That your husband was like, girl, your body's like feeling great. I think that was you. My husband says the same thing, although he tells me now. I said the other day, I saw this guy running. There's this local guy that runs, and he runs with these like weighted sand bottles. He's young, super fit. It's so hot here, no one's ever got clothes on, so he's got no shirt on. He's sweaty. He's sick. And we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, the hot bod guy. And he's like, yeah. And I said, yeah, I saw him running up the hill, and he looked so strong. He was just giving her, and his body was all tight. And he's like, no, you're not going to get any fitter. Your body is perfect right now. So that was cool. But I'm not really looking to get fitter myself. I'm looking to help you guys eat and train strong. Okay, so that's what Muscles and Macros is. It's 4 weeks of learning how to eat and train strong to nourish your body. Do you guys have questions? Who's going to start eating breakfast? Who's going to start tuning into their body? Who wants to balance their hormones and power up their metabolism and feel incredible in their skin again. Okay, if that's you, awesome. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you're not scared of breakfast anymore. Just make sure it's the right breakfast. Make sure you tune into your body, you eat it at the right time around your workouts, especially those of you who are working out in the morning, okay? So fun to talk to you. I try to do these every Thursday between here and my page, my Running Moms page. If anybody is there and they're like, I need to join Muscles and Macros this round, let me know below and I'll send you the details. We're in early bird registration where you get a whole slew of extra bonuses for joining early. So you might want to join now and grab those. And if you know that you do want in, those are going to disappear on Sunday. Well, some of them will, because every week I kind of give you extra bonuses and then some of them disappear. And then the next time you get more bonuses, but it's open and we start September 14th with prep week. I find that those who sign up, breakfast for me, please. Yes, eat breakfast. Time it around your workouts with some pre-fuel if you need, depending on when you get up. Francine, I know that you're in the program. If you have any questions, just ask Alexandra or myself and we can help you sort it out. But fuel your body like Juliet. She is fueling her body and she's getting faster and stronger and she will be getting leaner and fitter and healthier. And that is what I love. That's what I'm here to teach, okay? If you don't want those things, then this is probably not the group for you, and that is completely okay, okay? But if those are the things you want, amazing. We are going to be really good friends, okay? Take care, you guys. I truly do care about each and every one of you and your health and the habits that are going on in your kitchen and your mind because your kids are watching. It's very important to me. I feel like when I can impact you guys as moms, as women, I get to then impact your families, okay? If you were eating well and thinking of food as nourishment, you are going to pass that down to your children, to your families, to your communities. You're going to show up with more energy for your career, for your family, for your life. And I want that for you. And I want to be the catalyst in that for you. That gets me so excited, okay? Get strong, get fit, get healthy. I'm here to help you, okay? Take care. Have a great day.